One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. Let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Well. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, man. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful and fantastic morning, everybody. Yes, sir. Look, Kat is dragging out like all her toys and shit. It's just kind of going wild in here. But listen, it is what it is, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we got kind of a lot to discuss today. As you guys know, the last couple of weeks has been a lot on these tariffs with Trump. And of course, we're going to be talking about that a little bit, but we got a lot of breaking news to actually get through today. Not like a huge amount like we do usually like on a Monday morning, but it's still a lot of big shit going on. And then we even have, we're going to be talking about the Ukraine-U.S. are talking as well as migrant crisis and more. Trust me, we're going to be giving updates on the whole Dominican Republic. I forget if it was a nightclub or whatever, the amount of people that unfortunately got hurt and killed, which of course is terrible. We have updates on that. We have updates on quite a few things. We have updates on China and the way that they're responding to everything regarding their tariffs that Trump put on them. So, we're about to get into the fucking gnarliness of all this shit. But before we do, man, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the number one metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the channel, man, hit that subscribe button because it's also free, man. For real though. Please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. This is exactly how we make sure that we're doing our show right here and we don't ever have to cater to views. You know what I mean? A lot of YouTubers are obviously catering to views to be able to get paid. But luckily here, we don't have to worry about that because of you guys in the Breakfast Club, man. You guys make sure that you guys not only support, man, but you guys are engaging and here and hanging out with us, man. We have a lot to discuss. As always, as you guys already know, if you guys don't already know, we have members-only live streams every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, and that's my way of being able to give back. So you guys aren't just joining up for no reason. Also, please consider following my Instagram as well, man. This is right where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time. And most of the time, I will say most of the time, this is better than my phone number. Honestly, it's the best way for me to kind of talk to everyone. And also another great way of being able to talk to everyone in the actual, not just me, because this is specifically to talk to me. But if you guys are in the Discord, you guys would already know that if you're in the Discord, we get to have the Breakfast Club hang out and continue the conversation after the show, which is awesome because we're all like family, man. So Naomi's been she has been dropping the link for the last couple of weeks, but man, she's really built that thing back up and I'm very active in there now. All right, last but not least, man, of course, every super chat, super sticker, gifted membership signups, all of those things are going to be shouted out live and presented onto the freaking show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut, we have these platforms scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I'll shout you and your message out. And of course, your dollar amount as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank each and every single one of you guys enough for hanging out with us. We got Virginia Moto Buam. Is that how you say that? What's up, man? Good to see you. We got America Uncensored up in here. We got Naomi as well as America Uncensored. We got freaking Hardwire 1%er up in here. I see him. There he is. There he is. We got Brother Red as always, man. I very much appreciate my man right there. We got Hopper, aka Steve Easy. Good to see you, my man. Does anyone else get their COVID shit directly into their mushroom tip? Shit. That almost reminded me of Sublime. You know what I mean? We got Tiffany Lance up in here. Good morning to you. We got Are We Not Men? Say she. Get to see my man right there. Good morning to you. Hopefully you all are enjoying your Thursday morning as we're about to get into the craziness. Trump over here looking like a woman who doesn't know what to pick for dinner with these stupid tariffs. Yeah, well, he's playing a game, isn't he? Most definitely playing a game, you know, game of chicken or whatever the case is. Yes, that is correct, by the way, Naomi. Tomorrow, April 11th, is my birthday. I'll be turning the big 3-0. You know what I mean? Shit, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. You know what I mean? We got Rabbit of Chaos up in here. Good morning to you as well. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us, man. Trying to get through real quick. Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips as well. Good to see you as 13, my man. Good to see you. Good to see everyone hanging out. We got Brother Todd J as well. Good to see you, as well as Crazy Mama. Wow. I'm super, super blessed with your guys' presence and hanging out. Insane Wheels. Code Insane Wheels to save 15% off of all Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips. Go over there on their website, man. Yeah, look up Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips on YouTube, Google, Facebook, all that shit. You'll be able to find them. Let's see. We got Gary as well, man. Good morning to you, kind sir. Shit, Mike, I'll be 40 in less than a month. Holy shit. You know how it feels? You know how it feels to go into that next bracket of life, you know? Feel like I'm doing that right now. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the craziness. Start it off. Let's go.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox, and good morning to you. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Jeanne Francine. This Thursday morning, we are following some breaking news headlines. Take a look at your screen. This just coming in courtesy of our content partners over at the Associated Press. We are
I don't want to be. Listen, I enjoy my 20s. You know, I mean, my 20s was hardcore and brutal, no doubt. But I like being in my 20s still. And unfortunately, I'm going into that next bracket. You know, it is what it is. Can't avoid it.
Learning this Thursday morning, a U.S.-Russian dual national imprisoned in Russia on treason charges was freed this Thursday in a prisoner exchange with.
Whoa. So this is the headline. U.S. and Russia dual national. I don't know how to say that person's name. Released and prisoner swap. So let me go ahead and back it up a little bit where you guys can hear what was just said there.
We are learning this Thursday morning a U.S.-Russian dual national imprisoned in Russia on treason charges was freed this Thursday in a prisoner exchange with Washington.
Marco Rubio saying she was wrongly detained by Russia for over a year and President Trump secured her release. POTUS will continue to work for the release of all Americans. I didn't even know that they had Americans like locked up over there right now. I didn't really know that.
And U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed.
Gunpowder Nitro, my man.
Ksenia Carolina, we're learning she is, quote, on a plane back home to the U.S. Marco Rubio saying that in a post on X that I actually want to share with you right now, transitioning the screen for you. You see that post that Secretary Marco Rubio made on X this Thursday.
Yo, Papa Penguin, good morning to you. This is kind of a big story right here, dude. Breaking news. A wrongfully detained woman was detained by Russia for over a year, and Trump just secured her release. And I guess there's more there, which is kind of gnarly. Brian says, I turned 45 on Sunday, but feeling, I'm imagining good. Yes, sir. Brian, hey, happy birthday to you. Coming up. Yes, sir. Damn, I'm getting censored. And I didn't even say anything about the no good underhand Zog machine. Yeah, I'm not even going to say it all the way through because I'm not trying to get fucking torched off the internet. But yeah, I hear you. You know what's funny though? YouTube doesn't know this yet. but we are going to be covering a little bit of David Menser after all of what we're talking about right here. So ironically, I am sneaking in some Israel shit. So maybe they low-key know my intentions or something. You know what I mean? Feel like you're turning 65. That is funny. Hey, listen, I'm about to turn 30 and I feel fucking 70. You know what I mean? So I feel it, especially with physical injuries and shit like that. But yeah, anyways, back to this.
It says, quote, American Ksenia Carolina is on a plane back home to the United States. She was wrongfully detained by Russia for over a year, and President Trump secured her release. And POTUS will continue to work for the release of all Americans, end quote. We know the U.S. authorities have called the case against her absolutely ludicrous. Carolina was among a growing number of Americans arrested in Russia in recent years as tensions between Moscow and Washington spiked over the war in Ukraine. Her release is the latest in a series of high-profile prisoner exchanges Russia and the United States have carried out over the last 3 years.
Let me help you out, Red. I got you.
Stop the cap.
I got you. There we go.
Continue to follow this latest development. We know that Carolina, a former ballet dancer, reportedly obtained U.S. citizenship after marrying an American and then moving to Los Angeles. She was arrested when she returned to Russia to visit her family last year. Carolina's lawyer saying on Instagram that she was flying to the U.S. from Abu Dhabi, UAE, where the exchange took place. It was first reported by the Wall Street Journal, citing a statement from CIA Director John Ratcliffe, who it said was on hand for the exchange at an airport in Abu Dhabi. The CIA at this time is not immediately commenting, but they have been reached out to for comment in the early hours.
Wait, so was she actively in Russia when she was donating money to Ukraine or something? Or did she donate money to Ukraine while she was here in the United States and then went over to Russia for whatever fucking reason to go visit them and then got arrested? Is that what happened? You got to let me know the backstory of this. Kind of interesting.
Of this Thursday. The Wall Street Journal is saying that
Absolutely,
the U.S.
gunpowder
exchange freed Artur Petrov, a dual German-Russian citizen who was arrested in 2023 in Cyprus at the request of the U.S. for allegedly exporting sensitive microelectronics to Russia. There was no immediate confirmation from the Russian or U.S. authorities.
She's
so
all
continue
happy
to follow this breaking news alert on this Thursday morning. If you're just now tuning in, we are learning that U.S.-Russian dual national Ksenia Carolina has been released this Thursday in a prisoner swap between Moscow and Washington. We'll continue to follow this breaking news headline right here on Live Now from Fox. We're going to step aside for a quick 2-minute commercial break.
Hell
for top
no,
stories
we're
and
not.
headlines when we return.
Real quick, I got to read this. Not sure where she was when she donated, but taking a trip into a country like Russia when you've donated money in the open air to their enemies is about as dumb as they come. Yeah, that is a very crazy thing. And as like Anson said, if you're supporting the enemy in a war, you go to prison. That's legit. Yes, it is legit. I had no idea on the actual story, but it's kind of interesting how I guess it's been negotiated to let her go after a year in prison over there. I donated to Ukraine and the Goose of Palestine and the Masonic Lodge. Jesus. Yeah. Brutal over there, dude. Yeah, Christopher Collins, what's up? What's up? All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead here. We do want to get into the tariffs a little bit.
To the latest with the Trump presidency, I want you to take a live look at the White House in Washington, D.C. As we continue with your breaking news headlines, China is reaching out this morning to other nations as the U.S. layers on more tariffs in what appears to be an attempt to form.
Yo, what's up, chatting with Stacks? What's good, man? Hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday morning so far. So far, we definitely are. Good to see you, though.
To compel Washington to retreat. AP reports this morning that days into the effort, it's meeting only partial success with many countries unwilling to ally with the main target of President Donald Trump's trade war. Facing the cratering of global markets, Trump on Wednesday backed off his tariffs on most nations for 90 days, saying that—
Correct. For most countries, I'm not sure what is— I mean, okay, 75 of the countries out of the 188 want to sit down and negotiate a deal. Okay. Now a lot of those, yes, as Archbishop did point out, they are a majority of our allies and not necessarily the BRIC side, the BRIC alliance side, which would be a lot better if we did have the opposite side, because majority of these 75 countries are more of allies than enemies, right? But nonetheless, basically there was the 104% tariff that was imposed on China yesterday. Then yesterday, right after, or I guess it was the day out. So not yes, it was the day before, whatever. Nonetheless, they imposed 104, which is us. We did that to China. Then China came back responding with 84% tariff back on top of what was already imposed on their side. And then Trump brought it up to 125%. Okay. He brought it up that same day. And then all of a sudden there was like this ceasefire essentially of, tariffs. So they put a halt on all tariffs for 90 days. Now, I'm not sure what countries are excluded in that list. I'm not really sure if that's like maybe the BRIC alliance side of things. I don't really know. Again, like what I said last night on my show, I'm not a global economics specialist. Okay, I'm not someone that studied global economics. Now, geopolitics, I'm definitely your man. But when it comes to global economics, it's definitely not my complete forte, but at least I'm upfront and honest about that. Anyways, back to this.
Countries were lining up to negotiate more favorable conditions. Well, this morning, China has refused to seek talks, saying it would, quote, fight to the end in a tariff war, prompting President Trump to further jack up the tax rate on Chinese imports to now 125%. Well, China has retaliated back to the U.S. with tariffs on U.S. goods now at 84%. Those have taken effect today. A lot to dissect and discuss this morning, so we want to bring into the conversation Samir Kapadia. He leads Vogel Group's trade practice. Samir, always a pleasure having you join us on the show. Good morning to you.
Oh, man.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Certainly a lot to
look at this guy. Oh, my goodness. Do you have lip gloss on, bro? Oh, my God. Why are you gay?
Stupid.
Why are you gay?
Emotional damage.
This dude legitimately got some women lips with some fucking lip gloss on, yo. What is happening?
to talk about.
Definitely. A lot of Americans this morning feeling
like you looking soft as fuck, homie.
Whiplash, for lack of better words, with the back and forth that's going on with this trade war. Catch us up. There are a lot of numbers. As we know, there's a halt with certain tariffs and an increase on other ends. Catch us up. What are the latest numbers?
So, Christopher, just a little light in the loafers type shit. Yeah.
You're looking at a system where China has imposed an 84% tariff on the importation of goods from the United States. And we export around 145.
And listen to his pompous, listen, man, I don't care if you're speaking for my side, against my side, but if you speak in like this condescending, looking down at, from your nose type, looking down at people type shit, the way he's talking right there is very pompous. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and see what he's got to say. Now I'm fucking actually interested.
Importation of goods from the United States. And we export around $145 billion worth of goods into that country. Vice versa, as the United States, we import anywhere between $400 to $500 billion worth of goods from China every year. And so
we got allegedly saying, morning, sorry I'm late, hoping you and Lucy are doing fabulously well. Happy pre-birthday. Thank you so much. Yes, one more day. I get to live to be 29 for one more day. I'm honored to be able to do that, because it's going to go by. Obviously, tomorrow it's over. It's all downhill from here. It was actually downhill since I turned 20. So fuck it. You know what I mean? Right. All right. My apologies. Back to this. Good to see you, allegedly.
Dramatic gap or this trade inequity where we're just buying a lot more things from them than they are from us. And so the president's objective here in creating this 125% tariff on Chinese imports, is to curb that number, is to say we don't need to solely rely upon China for a variety of these household goods and materials and chemicals and all the various minerals that we need to accomplish what we can in an economy. So I think what we're seeing here is a lot of the same.
Yeah, Papa Penguin, you know, what's kind of interesting here is I got this picture from Aaron last night from the Diamond Effect, right? I'm going to show you this here in a second. Let me go ahead and get myself propped up a little bit. Okay, so I don't like this dude that he's about, well, what he presented to me yesterday. I don't really like this dude, Andrew Tate, but he did, you know, tweet out something that was very interesting. The global stock market is collapsing. If you look at Hong Kong, which is China, obviously, you know, over the 13.6%, Taiwan 9.6%, Japan 9.5%, goes all the way down the list. This is, as he does say right here, this is a fantastic time to be holding large cash pools. The world is on sale. That's very true. It's extremely true. And so what I found out, what was a little interesting about this is, yes, we may have lost a lot of money during that, you know, 2, 3, 4 days. And actually it was actually like 2 weeks of just volatileness. I mean, it was bad. But nonetheless, I thought we got hurt pretty bad. Well, the rest of the world is actually what hurt really bad. Yes, we did lose some, you know, trillions of dollars. Now, granted, when this 90-day thing that happened yesterday, like a ceasefire of all these tariffs, in one day, it corrected itself. And almost all the money that was lost in those days were made back in one day. Now, that was not because of the tariff. That was because the tariffs were being taken off. Okay. So if you see at basically the rest of the world and the way that it hurt them, we actually can't afford to hold out longer than everyone else. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing, indifferent, whatever. That's just a weird stat that I thought. Anyways, back to this.
Seems to be a lot of fear factor in the markets around this being a dramatic move by the president, but it's quite rational. In fact, we as the United States have been doing this for a very long time through other things like Section 301 tariffs, Section 232 tariffs, anti-dumping countervailing duties. So it's
True.
A lot of the same. I just think the president's now doing it with more volume and veracity in a way to protect American jobs.
What's up, Frank? Good morning.
There are a lot to discuss as it relates to the goods and services between the U.S. and China, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, I want to dissect and understand the very latest from President Donald Trump.
That's crazy, Gary. Still thousands of people in northern Michigan without power. That's fucking ridiculous. How is that not fixed yet? You know what I mean? Like, that's wild to me.
As he has authorized that 90-day pause on some tariffs. What does that mean for global trade?
Well, it shows that the president is demonstrating a little bit of caution towards immediately punishing a lot of countries where, frankly, we have some very good legacy relationships, whether that be with South Korea, Japan, India.
He was saying these numbers, by the way, Papa Penguin, what he was saying is the global stock market is collapsing. And it showed, you know, basically China's stock market, Taiwan's stock market, how much it was down compared to us. It shows that they were losing way more money than we were, which is kind of ironic because it's been sold to us that it was the opposite. That, but nonetheless, I thought that was an interesting. Now, I have not gone and confirmed every single one of those numbers, but Aaron said he did. He stayed up all night to check their markets across the world. And he did say he confirmed it. So I was like, damn, dude, that's kind of a wild stat.
Even if you look in our own borders with Canada and Mexico, we've had some difficult times, but all in all, we value these partnerships just as we do with blocs like Europe. I think what the president is doing here is he's saying, look, there's a lot to rectify. There's a lot that we can accomplish together. Let's wait 90 days before I institute these reciprocal tariffs so that we can negotiate and find some common ground. And I think that common ground is going to be a coin that has two sides. The first side is going to be foreign direct investment.
Yo, what's up, Lappy? Good morning to you and happy Thursday.
The United States wants to see significant foreign direct investment from all of these trade partners in a way that can spur domestic manufacturing jobs here at home. Secondly, he's going to want to see that they lower their tariff barriers. So this means things like their own.
It's like as if he's in his little college dorm, like the other guy from yesterday or whatever. He's like in his little college dorm type shit, you know? And we get these pompous ass motherfuckers that come on here,
tariffs,
talk down to us.
Non-tariff barriers that provide us market access. U.S.
Like, I hate when people talk to me like I'm a fucking retard. Like, I am a retard, but not a fucking retard, you know?
Companies want to participate in these markets, but sometimes because of the way that you form entities or the way that they restrict capital outflows, you can't always freely operate in these countries. So what he's saying is, let's look at that coin together and let's find ways that you're investing in the United States in ways that you're allowing us to participate in your economy. So once again,
what's up, War Gorilla? Man, we got a lot going on today. A lot of breaking news.
Rational. And
good morning to you.
90-day period, he's only giving to countries that he believes have not retaliated. China has very overtly retaliated in a kind of tit for tat, which frankly is not productive.
I'll take that.
And doesn't at all constitute a building towards an equity and a level playing field. He's found that because of these announcements, that maybe 60 to 70 countries are showing that goodwill to the United States.
Yeah, I'm definitely hooked on phonics, illiterate as fuck, you know, but I guess not qualifying as a retard. But hey, you know, not completely anyways, not a fucked up one, right? Not completely fucked up.
And saying,
I mean, not the way he's like, I feel like he's talking to me specifically like I'm a fucking retard. You know what I mean? It feels like that, doesn't it?
Will come to the table. We want to work with you. And we
like, I hate that. I hate when people talk down at you.
Realize that an American partnership is important. Unfortunately, you're not seeing that with China.
You're not seeing that with China.
Samir, thank you so much for that detailed breakdown.
Speaking of fucking soy, that dude, the biggest top 10 U.S. exports to China is soybeans at $12.8 billion. I had no idea about that. Our crude oil is only at 6.2 billion. So double that, and it's still not as much as soybeans. What the fuck? I did not know that.
Stupid. Oh, shit.
That's crazy.
And as you discussed, the tariffs and the retaliation from China is the perfect segue
to
this.
When I was saying lighten the loafers, like this dude, for real, like the dude looked like very soft. That's the only way I can put it.
Graph that I want to share with you and the viewers this morning. This just coming in from the Associated Press. As we know, President Donald Trump raising tariffs on China to now 125%. And then we are also learning today, and it actually goes into effect today, that China is imposing the 84% tariffs on U.S. American goods. Well, if you take a look at your screen, these are the top 10 U.S. exports to China. We have soybeans, aircraft and parts, pharmaceuticals, semiconductors, industrial machines, crude oil, liquid natural gas, plastic materials, cars, new and used, and then medicinal equipment. What does this mean? Many people don't realize, Samir, the everyday goods and services.
Don't ask that guy another question, man. Move on.
That go between the U.S. and China.
What's up, SNS? Good to see you, man.
It's incredibly unfortunate because a lot of these exports, involve economies in the United States that are critical, like Texas, California, Louisiana. These are big hubs for agriculture and for energy and a variety of industries that we support as critical. So if now China is saying we're going to charge an 84% tariff on the export of things like oil seeds and grains, and keep in mind, grains are things like wheat and corn. These are very important states, not just politically, but economically. Now they're saying, we don't want those at a price that's going to be convenient for us. And I think that's going to limit the ability for states like Texas, California, and Louisiana, and some of these industries to participate and to sell. So this is a net loser for the United States. We don't like this. It's not productive. And I think that the president's going to come out pretty strong in trying to rectify it through counterbalancing it with what we have now, 125% tariff. And frankly, if China keeps this up, I think those tariffs on Chinese imports might very well go up to 200% if we see this attitude continue to play out.
I really didn't realize that we exported that much shit, especially the soybean thing. I had no idea about. The aircraft shit, I'm not surprised about, but why are we fucking selling them a fuck ton of aircraft shit?
Yeah, and perfect segue right now, sharing with you all.
Now this is top 10 U.S. imports from China, mobile phones being number one, and we buy them at $64.1 billion just in 2024. Computers and accessories, of course, are up there, $50.5 billion. Electric and industrial equipment, $30.8 billion. Clothing, toys, games, and sporting goods, $30.8 billion. Clothing and textiles, $20.3 billion. Car parts, $15.5 billion. House appliances, telecommunications, furniture, house goods, cookware, poultry, all that bullshit. Yeah, fucking interesting. What happened to my screen? My screen just like shit on me. There we go. Now we're back. Weird. We got Brother Slim, by the way, coming in, gifting out a membership out to the community, man. My man up in the building. Yes, sir. Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday morning so far. I know that we are. Definitely. Hopefully you're enjoying it, man. We got a lot to discuss. We're getting through it as we're I try not to get caught up too much here. Now we're going to go ahead and get back into some more crazy breaking news that are not the tariffs.
We'll continue to discuss the very latest on U.S. tariffs and the trade war, but we do want to transition to some breaking news. Just truly compelling images we are getting from our content partners over at Fox 29 Philadelphia.
Yo, Smoking Spaceman, good to see you as well. Shit, I'm sorry. My bad for skipping your comment real quick, but I saw it, man. Good to see you.
Take a good look at your screen as they report this morning that at this time, 2 juveniles are missing and over 20 people are displaced. This after a massive fire destroyed at least 4 homes Thursday night in Millville. So they're saying Thursday night, they mean Wednesday night going into Thursday morning. This happening in Millville, New Jersey. The good news, no injuries have been reported so far. And
so 20 plus people have been displaced and 2 are missing as fire erupts in New Jersey. Okay, so as of right now, 20 people had to like leave their fucking house, leave their area, and so those people have been accounted for. But unfortunately, when there are the quote unquote 2 missing, anytime you see this missing part, that's them not confirming those 2 people being alive yet. And usually, unfortunately, this is something I hate to fucking say, is usually they kind of turn up under something, unalived, which is terrible. But man, how did this even start? This is all like a residential, houses and shit. I mean, how did this even start?
Authorities have not said how the devastating fire started.
Oh, they don't even know.
This is what we know. Firefighters were called to a property on the 300 block of South 4th Street in Millville around 11 p.m. Wednesday for reports of a fire. The 2-alarm fire destroying 2 duplexes and 2 single-family homes, displacing 23 people from 6 families, according to authorities there in the
What's up, XTOS? Good to see you as
area.
Well. Good morning.
The Millville fire chief telling reporters at the scene of the fire that 2 people under the age of 18 years old are still unaccounted for at this time. The Millville fire chief goes on to say that the fire became, quote, gas-fed during the firefight when 2 of the buildings collapsed and crashed a natural gas line. Firefighters encountered water supply.
Yo, what's up, Sessa? Good morning to you. I haven't seen you in a minute, man. Hopefully all is well and enjoying your Thursday so far.
Issues that did hamper their effects. We also can report that no firefighters have been injured at this time. Again, no injuries to report. Authorities have not said what the cause of the fire is, but my goodness, take a look at these aerial chopper shots that we are getting in this Thursday morning. You can see complete devastation to these duplexes that have been impacted, and then the adjacent buildings
have you seen them in the Discord? They look sick as fuck.
Also sustained damage. The buildings in the middle completely demolished, and then the sides and even the roof of the adjacent buildings have also been affected based on the sirens and the number of
Damn, Mark, I haven't seen you in a minute too. All the legends popping out. Good morning to you as well.
Nichols, this will be a continuous scene and investigation for several hours. If you do use this route for your morning commute, you are advised by authorities to avoid the area, as this is a current investigation. They are working to see how this fire erupted in the first place. Again, you do see.
So they don't even know. They have no idea. That's totally a bummer situation. Okay, so now we're going to move into a little bit of the tariffs, what how China, this is today, they were speaking yesterday as well, but today, going back and discussing more on this breaking news that China has imposed 84% tariffs on American goods.
大家下午好，欢迎出席。
I need the translator.
Recently, President Xi Jinping benefit is to attend the fourth ministerial meeting of the China CELAC Forum.
Why have a chick do the translation on a dude? Like, it sounds weird. You know, it looks weird, sounds weird.
Share more information. Latin America and the Caribbean is an important part of the global south and active participants in and contributors.
Yeah, I spoke to him last night, Steve. I was on the phone with him for a little bit. Yeah, so he's doing good.
To global governance. CELAC is an important platform for regional countries to strengthen solidarity and coordination in addressing global challenges.
Hell yeah,
In
Slim.
July 2014,
What kind of pipes do you put on that motherfucker?
President Xi Jinping and leaders of LAC countries jointly announced the establishment of the China CELAC Forum. The inaugural ministerial meeting of the forum was successfully
Damn, I didn't know it was that close, allegedly. That's kind of crazy.
held in Beijing in January 2015, marking the official launch of the forum. Over the past decade, the forum has flourished with increasingly mature mechanisms and has become a vital platform for enhancing political mutual trust, aligning development strategies, and promoting people-to-people connectivity between China and the LAC countries.
Okay, this is going to be something that they're going to be streaming this all day type shit. There is no way I'm willing to listen to that crap. We'll skip ahead a little bit.
The future and help the people in Myanmar to overcome the difficulty and rebuild their homes. Next one, please.
News agency.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to do, really. All right, let's move ahead.
He has paused some tariffs this morning for some
Yo, what's up, Charlotte? Good to see you as well. Good morning. Good morning.
Global leaders, but China not backing down. They are imposing 84% tariffs on American goods. We continue to get live looks at different stock exchanges around the world. This one takes us out to Frankfurt, Germany, giving you a live look at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange as the global markets open there this Thursday morning. We're also getting some live looks at some ports around the world. This is a live look, according to our content partners at Reuters, a live look out in India. This at India's Vizag port, a day after U.S. President
India. Why are you gay?
Donald Trump's 26% tariff on imports from India has kicked in. So we're keeping a close eye on all things politics and, of course, international headlines and U.S. headlines right here on Live Now from Fox. We're going to step aside for a quick 2-minute commercial break. Our first of the hour, more top stories and headlines and live events.
Nope, we're not doing that. All right, we're going to move over into a little bit of, I think they're going to be showing off a little bit of Trump and talking about it. So let's go ahead and hear what they are going to consolidate with all the shit that they've already just played. Sounds like they're going to consolidate this. Let's see.
This has caused markets to soar. Right now.
Okay, let me go ahead and back this up. My apologies. There we go.
And good morning to you. If you're just now tuning in, I'm Gina Francine. As we continue with your top stories and headlines, taking you back out to Washington, D.C. on this Thursday morning, giving you a live look at the White House. We are keeping a close eye on all things Trump presidency on this Thursday morning. This as new Chinese tariffs are hitting the U.S. today as the global trade war.
That's right. If you guys haven't joined that Discord yet, man, make sure you guys join. Most of us are in the Discord right here, right now. The majority of the Breakfast Club. We're trying to get all of you guys in there. So make sure you guys hit that Discord link and join up. Make sure you guys also hit that like button because both of them, what I just said, are free, by the way. All right, back to this.
Largely narrows down to two countries. That comes
True,
after
Red.
President Donald Trump backed down from a number of new U.S. tariffs yesterday. This has caused markets to soar. Right now, we're going to check in with Fox News correspondent Doug Luzader, who has the very latest this morning from Washington.
Wall Street got the huge bounce investors were hoping for yesterday, but today could be another story as this trade war isn't over yet.
What? You should be able to watch the whole thing if you still got it on Saturday.
For the first time in days, that sound
I appreciate that, Charlotte, by the way, always.
Then a celebration
Wall Street had a very good day after President Trump reversed course on many of his new tariffs.
Got you,
I
Sessa.
thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid.
U.S. markets posted some of their biggest single-day gains ever, and investors had been yippy for days, with Wall Street having posted big losses over the president's new tariffs that had promised to upend global markets.
It was incredible, the scale and scope of the calls that we
Here's
received.
the link.
White House officials said so many countries wanted to negotiate over new reciprocal U.S. tariffs that the president decided to pause them for 90 days. But China is the big exception after it had retaliated with new tariffs of its own. That country is now facing U.S. tariffs of 125%, and that will impact both countries. Democrats piled on the president.
He is reeling, he is retreating, and that is a good thing.
Meantime, on Capitol Hill, the other big item on the president's to-do list hit a big snag. House Republicans were unable to move forward on what the president calls his big, beautiful budget bill, forcing GOP leaders to regroup.
For all those in the media who doubt us, you continue to doubt us, and we continue to deliver, and we will again.
Now, the House may take
That's right, Naomi. No women allowed in there.
Crack at this later this morning, but it's not clear if the numbers have really shifted on this overnight. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
I agree, Mark.
Thank you so much. And right here on Live Now from Fox, we will continue to keep a close eye on all things Trump presidency and, of course, the latest with the tariffs and the trade wars. This Thursday morning, we're also keeping a close eye on international conflict. Right now, I want to take you out to Jerusalem, Israel, here at 7:19 on the East Coast. You're getting a live look at the Jerusalem.
There, I got you, Are We Not Men? So we don't want people upset. You know what I mean?
Skyline. We are expected to hear from the Israeli government this Thursday morning. That's slated for 8:30 this morning Eastern time. When that event gets underway, we will, of course, share that with you here on Live Now from Fox. We're also getting live images and, of course, remarks from European world leaders as they discuss the latest with the conflict with Ukraine and Russia. We're going to step aside for a quick 2-minute break, but when we come back, the latest remarks from
I get paid. I gotta make sure my pay source is happy. You know what I mean? He pays the bills, type shit. So I gotta make sure that I go with the flow here. I can't go against the grain on that.
Leaders as
Just
it relates
saying.
to the Russia-Ukraine war.
Just kidding. I don't think he's ever donated to this chat. So that doesn't do it. Anyways, back to this. Let's go ahead and skip ahead because we don't want to hear the European leaders discussing Ukraine at the business summit. Look, you look like you're straight from California and or Ukraine, right? You could definitely be, from Israel too. You could definitely be doing that. All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead here. Super funny. European Commission daily briefing, of course, in Belgium, man. That is a terrible. I don't even know why people attend any of this shit or listen to it. I don't know. Anyways, this is the death toll regarding that nightclub in the Dominican Republic. The death toll originally was like, I can't remember what the original death toll. It was like something like 25 people or something like that. And now the number has jumped up extremely. A lot of fucking people have been unalive.
8:29 here on the East Coast.
Man.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. And good morning to you if you're just now tuning in. I'm Jeanne Francine. We are following some breaking news. I want to transition the screen right now to give you a live look out in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. You can see officials out there and spectators as we're following this unfortunate situation, learning from AP this Thursday that the number of dead in a roof collapse at this iconic nightclub in the Dominican Republic has now surged to 218 this Thursday, this coming from an official in the area. Juan Manuel Mendez,
dude, 218 people. Man, that is crazy.
Director of the Center of Emergency Operations, said crews at the scene are still looking for victims and potential survivors, although no one has been found alive since Tuesday afternoon. He says, quote, we practically combed through ground.
Listen, man, Bassani makes some great fucking shit, man. I'm just gonna be honest. I love Bassani.
Very small area of rubble left that crews are focusing on.
But I'm low-key a thunderheader kind of guy. You know what I mean? But I still love Bassani.
He goes on to say, quote, "This has been very difficult for us all," end quote. Meanwhile, dozens of people in the capital of Santo Domingo still searching for their loved ones. They're growing frustrated this morning upon getting...
No way. Papa Penguin says, my wife and father-in-law both used to party at that club back in the day. It was apparently a pretty old club. Damn, dude, that's crazy that you happen to... I mean, there's some sort of connection there. That's fucking radical.
No answers.
Wow.
After visiting hospitals and the country's forensic institute. Doctors, they do warn this Thursday that some of the 24 patients that remain hospitalized are still not in the clear, especially the 8 who were in critical condition. Doctors in the area saying that injuries include fractures in the skull, femur, and pelvis caused by slabs of cement that fell on those attending the...
Yo, what's up, LB Joe? Good morning to you.
Merengue concert.
Join your
at the
Thursday
Jet Set
morning, I hope.
Club in Santo Domingo, where more than 200 were injured. Again, the death toll at this time, unfortunately, raising now to 218 from that...
Building inspectors in Dominican Republic. Thick. I don't think they even have... I don't even know if they have that position.
Collapse. The videographer there at the scene there in Santo Domingo, he continues to pan around, showing us a live look at the scene. You can see spectators there, family members possibly standing out there with masks. As you can imagine, the fumes as all of the rubble is being pushed around to potentially find people that could be still alive, or those bodies that are left in the rubble. As they pan, you are seeing officials there, crew workers, as they continue to work around the clock. This is a developing situation.
That's terrible. 218 freaking people unalived in that ordeal, man. That's a terrible shame. All right, real quick, we're gonna get we're gonna finalize this this live with David Mentzer giving a little speech, giving his little update. I'm not really sure what he's talking about. I think it's just Israeli government briefing amid Middle East conflict. So obviously, you guys could have saw that coming. Just wanted to get that headline. Let's go ahead and get a few comments from him before we end this off. We're not going to play the entire thing. That's not what I want to do. I want to play a little bit and see what his monologue is, and then we'll move on from there.
Since this country was attacked, I'll give you a very quick update, and then we'll get to your questions. To start with, today, Jews the world over and here in Israel are preparing for Passover, Pesach, the festival of freedom.
Yep, you should see that shit in the favelas of, I mean, like any place, right? South America alone. That's all they do is steal fucking electricity. I was down in the favelas in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and everyone there, they don't pay for no electricity. They just splice their own shit into the fucking... And you'll see thousands of fucking places hooked up into one place, spliced in, and it looks terrible. You know what I mean? It's like, this shit's probably just going to burn down, like, as soon as it starts raining. How do you guys deal with this shit? You know, but it's true. It's very true, Papa.
We recall Moses' cry to Pharaoh. Moses said, "Let my people go." Today, that cry is not just an ancient piece of history.
Oh,
it's
man, that
our
sucks.
urgent living plea for the 59 hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza. For over a year and a half, Israeli men and women, alive and murdered, have been kept from their families. Behind every number is a name. Behind every name is a face. And behind every face is a life stolen. Israel's mission is clear: to bring them all home.
Hey, OB Joe, my dad got a neck fusion and his lower back fused. And it took him like 2-3 years to really recover from that. But now he's up and active as all hell. So don't be opposed to doing it. But yeah, that's a super bummer, OB Joe. Sorry to hear that, man.
Israel's government is working day and night to make that happen. President Trump acknowledged this publicly and said he saw it firsthand. We will not stop until the last hostage is back. Let me be absolutely clear. Israel battles Hamas so that it will never again be able to take Israelis hostage. We will dismantle...
This motherfucker, Are We Not Man, comes in with the 5 months, by the way, And I'm not sure why he's taking a shot at Grid. He says Grid is a liar with no neck. Oh, shit. Come on, man. Come on. You don't have to do him like that. You don't have to do him like that. No, I appreciate you for the 5 months. Are we not, men? Much love and respect.
This terror machine,
appreciate that.
And ensure that no one ever again believes that they can abduct Israelis and get away with it. This is our duty, our promise, and our fight for freedom, for justice, and for every single hostage still in darkness. Over the Pesach holiday, over the Passover holiday, our police and security services are in
Yo, Joseph up there in Canada, by the way, saying good morning, Mr. Ball, Naomi, Breakfast Crew, BNC, and can't forget the haters, Stop the Cat.
Stop the Cat.
I got you, my man. Good morning to you, by the way.
Increased deployment and on heightened alert, the forces will take all necessary measures to ensure the safety of the public. Next to the stronger than ever alliance between Israel and the U.S., I can share with you that Israel has congratulated Governor Mike Huckabee on his confirmation as U.S. ambassador to Israel. He's an outstanding friend of the Jewish state, and his confirmation further strengthens the unbreakable bond between our nations. The government has put out statements on all of the following subjects, but allow me to quickly summarize some of Israel's positions.
Oh my God, we know your fucking positions.
On Iran,
okay, we get the whole position. We know what you're going to do.
U.S. and Israel agree that Iran must not be able to acquire nuclear weapons, with a preferred deal being a full dismantling of its nuclear program under U.S. supervision. In Gaza, Israel's operations continue to target Hamas infrastructure and terrorists with the goal of eliminating Hamas and returning.
Well, yeah, they keep hiding in. Well, that's Iran. That's what Iran pays for. They pay for the meat shield operation. You know, hey, make it look bad while they kill you type thing. So if they're coming after you, go instantly into a hospital, go instantly into a crowded area, go where any civilization is. And that's their motto, you know? So if they get unalived, unfortunately, there are sometimes people that get unalived in those situations as well. A lot of these attacks are actually very targeted. And then they target these people, but you're in a crowd full of people getting airstruck. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, there are casualties that happen, and that does go for women, children, that goes for everything. But this is exactly what Iran pays for, and what they do with like Hamas, for instance, is they have this fucking famous thing they do is they instantly love to meat shield themselves. And because if you kill me, you kill all of our other innocent people, and now you look bad still. So you lose either way. And that's the way that they play.
All of our hostages on Turkey. Turkey wants to establish military bases in Syria. This endangers Israel, and we are opposing this for that reason. We're working against it, and this was discussed together with President Trump. I can share with you the latest.
OB Joe, that is the best compliment you can give someone like me. Listen, man, whether it's for my position, for my party, or against my party, that part is irrelevant. You know, we have a lot of people that will sit here and defend their position, especially when they've been disproven. That's when I lose a lot of respect. If you come at me with facts and it goes against my position, I'm going to present your facts. You know what I mean? Like that's the way it goes. And honestly, I think that I have a good logical mind on my shoulders. You know, I think that I can look at things and go, yeah, my party may not enjoy me saying this, but it is only transparent and right, especially in the media in general. That is what our job is mainly to be doing in the first place. The mainstream media was made to keep people of power in check, you know? And what happens is, well, these people of power end up buying the media companies. And then now it becomes extremely biased. They're forced to say certain things a certain way. That's the beauty behind what I do here. You know what I mean? I'm able to speak like I do because of your guys' memberships, actually. You guys allow me to speak this way. So humongous W to the freaking Breakfast Club, man. But thank you, OB Joe. I very much appreciate that.
A statement which has come out of our office that the Prime Minister has authorized a diplomatic security delegation led by the National Security Council Director Tsachi Negbi, and with the participation of senior representatives from the Defense Ministry and the security services. They met last night with a parallel Turkish delegation. Israel thanks Azerbaijan and their president Ilham Aliyev for hosting these important talks. I can share with you that each side has presented its interests in the region, and it has been agreed to continue the path of dialogue for the purpose of maintaining regional stability.
Hey, don't let anyone say that Dino Nuggets aren't fire, bro. Hey, I don't care how old you are. When you get drunk, listen, Dino Nuggets are fire.
Issue of tariffs. President Trump has asked countries to reduce their trade deficits.
I'm still 29, Gunpowder Nitro, until tomorrow. Tomorrow, unfortunately, I turned the big 3-0. But hey, I'm still 29 right now.
With the US to zero, Israel has said that it's not so difficult for us to do, and we will certainly do it. And lastly,
what's up, Jay? Good morning to you, man. Good morning. Good morning.
Israel's counter-terror operations in Judea and Samaria. This week, our security forces have conducted operations in Nablus, which have resulted in the apprehension of 2 important terrorists and the confiscation of weapons. Mohammed Bana, a senior member of the Lion's Den terrorist network, was arrested.
Yeah, Turkey is just like the UN. You know what I mean? Extremely fucking biased towards a whole, listen, Turkey is not our fucking ally. They are not someone to be trusted.
By our special forces, Bana was armed with an M16 rifle and a spray grenade. His record is of shootings and of explosive attacks, and he had further attacks planned. The second terrorist, Khalil Hanbali, was apprehended by the IDF's elite Duvdivan unit acting on intelligence. His record.
Yo, what's up, Rocky? Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday morning, as well as Dragon Classy coming in hot and hanging out with us, as well as Ghost Eagle, man. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Good to see you. Yeah, that's right, Ghost Eagle. Turkey is for Thanksgiving. I do agree with that, by the way. I actually do agree. I concur. All right.
Shooting attacks as well, and weapons supply for terrorists. These operations are to ensure civilian security, and they will continue. There will be no safe havens for terrorists in Judea and Samaria, and we will continue to operate with force to thwart terrorist activities across the entire region, and of course focusing on North Samaria, where there have been murderous attacks and where they've been launched.
Let's find someone to raid too, by the way.
That's our...
Okay, now that was actually a perfect time for us to end that off, because he was about to go into the questions from the different news organizations. You know what I mean? So right now we're going to find someone that is live right now. Oh man, unfortunately, no one is freaking live. We only have like the mainstream media that's on right now, unfortunately. Okay, so for now, I'm going to send you guys over to Live Now from Fox. I usually send you guys over to like WION. I usually send you guys somewhere other than what we're usually reviewing. But I'm going to send you guys to Live Now from Fox. Go check them out. You know what I mean? Listen, we get a lot of our news sources from them because they're not like actual Fox. I like Live Now from Fox. Live Now is all about live things are happening, world events, stuff like that. And breaking news. You know, it's really hard to be biased in a lot of those situations when you don't have these reporters up here telling you a story about the story. It's like, no, this is what's just happening and why it's happening. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough. Much love, honor, respect to all of you guys hanging out with us this beautiful morning, because you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me. Make sure you guys stick around for the raid. You know, hey, someone over there from Fox might see that we raided them, you know what I mean, and check us out. You never know. You never know with that kind of shit. Also, follow my Instagram real quick at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my lifestyle, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time, man. And definitely make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. Because, listen, you guys could have done it in the beginning of the show, the middle of the show, the end of the show. It doesn't matter. You guys did it, and that's what freaking matters, man. All right, until tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness. God bless everyone, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning for fucking some more radical shit. As always, be safe out there, and we'll see you guys very soon.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken, he rides on to his rest.